Welcome to Immortal News. Today we pause to remember and honor 13 extraordinary individuals who have recently left us, and whom you might not often find highlighted in mainstream media. Their impact and the memories they've bestowed upon us will forever resonate in our hearts. Our deepest sympathies extend to their families and everyone whose lives they touched. In lighter news, Heidi Montag offers personal health insights, and there's a curious update involving Trump Jr.'s account, claiming that his father passed away. Please support our dedication to sharing these stories by liking, sharing, and if you're moved, by clicking the thanks button below. Every gesture means the world to us. Thank you for being with us today at Immortal News. Number 13. Buddy Teevens, a trailblazing coach who transformed football safety. Eugene Buddy Teevens, Dartmouth's all-time winningest football coach and a pioneer in sports safety, passed away on September 19th due to complications arising from a tragic bicycle accident in March. He was 66 years old. Teevens was struck by a truck while cycling in Florida, sustaining spinal cord injuries that led to the amputation of his right leg. Teevens served as Dartmouth's head football coach in two separate stints, from 1987 to 1991, and again from 2005 until his unfortunate accident. Over his career, he amassed a record of 117-101-2, and under his guidance, Dartmouth won 5 Ivy League championships, an outright title in 1991 and shared titles in 1990, 2015, 2019, and 2021. More than just a coach, Teevens was an innovator committed to making football safer. In 2010, he became the first coach to abolish full contact practices throughout the year, an approach that was eventually adopted by the Ivy League in 2016. This pioneering spirit led Dartmouth's engineering school to develop the mobile virtual player, a robotic tackling device that is now used by other college teams and even the NFL. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell lauded Teevens as a leader in making our game safer through breakthrough innovations. A former Dartmouth quarterback who earned Ivy League Player of the Year in 1978, Teevens was not just a remarkable coach, he was also an advocate for diversity in coaching, taking the pioneering step of hiring female coaches, 2 of whom currently serve in the NFL. In a heartfelt statement, Teevens' family expressed their gratitude for the outpouring of love and support, stating, "We are confident and take comfort in the fact that he passed away, knowing how much he was loved and admired." Dartmouth will observe a moment of silence before this week's home game against Lehigh, commemorating a man whose influence extended well beyond the gridiron and into the very fabric of the sport itself. Tribute to Buddy Teevens. Number 12. Robert Tree Cody, a musical giant who bridged cultures and generations. Robert Tree Cody, a towering figure in the world of indigenous music, passed away peacefully on September 14th at the age of 72 after an extended battle with a severe illness. His spouse, Rachel Key Cody, was at his side during his final moments. Cody was a distinguished Native American flutist, vocalist, and powwow performer whose influence permeated not just Native American communities but reached audiences worldwide. Born to the Maricopa Dakota tribes, Cody was an awe-inspiring presence, standing at 6'79" feet. He released 11 full-length albums through Canyon Records and collaborated with an impressive array of artists, including Will Clipman, R. Carlos Nakai, and Janice Marie Johnson. Cody was a multi-award recipient, earning a total of 14 nominations and winning multiple honors at the Native American Music Awards, including Best New Age Album, Best Latin Recording, and Best World Music Recording. His 2007 album, Heart of the Wind, even received a Grammy nomination. Janice Marie Johnson, a longtime collaborator and friend, recalled her relationship with Cody. "When I first met Tree, he looked at me and asked, 'What is your tribe?' He welcomed me into his world with open arms. Tree took me under his wings, guiding me and teaching me the native ways." Ellen Bello, president of the Native American Music Awards, honored him as one of the great pioneers in indigenous music, lauding his groundbreaking fusions of different musical traditions. Cody leaves behind his beloved life partner Rachel Cody, and his legacy continues to resonate through his music and the countless lives he touched. Tribute to Robert Tree Cody. Number 11. Phil Sellers, the heart and soul of Rutgers basketball. Phil Sellers, the basketball legend who propelled Rutgers to its remarkable 1976 Final Four appearance, passed away on September 20th at the age of 69. He had been facing a series of medical issues, including an intestinal perforation and fluid buildup in his lungs, which required multiple surgeries. Earlier this month, Sellers suffered a stroke and unfortunately did not recover. Sellers remains a monumental figure in Rutgers basketball history, leading the school in points with 2,399 and rebounds with 1,115, a record that stands unbroken to this day. His achievements earned him a consensus All-America selection in 1976 and the honor of having his number 12 jersey lifted to the rafters of Jersey Mike's Arena in 1988. Dick Vitale, then an assistant coach, recruited Sellers out of a New York City housing complex in 1972. His impact was immediate, averaging 19.5 points in his debut season and becoming an essential part of the team that transformed Rutgers into a basketball powerhouse. Sellers' former teammate, Eddie Jordan, described him as the heart and soul of that legendary squad, sentiments echoed by current Rutgers coach Steve Picciel, who labeled Sellers as Rutgers royalty. Though he faced challenges transitioning to professional basketball after being drafted by the Detroit Pistons in 1976, his legacy at Rutgers remains unparalleled. He put Rutgers sports on the map, said Brian Perkins, a Rutgers booster and classmate. Sellers' contributions to Rutgers basketball set a benchmark that future generations will always strive to reach. Tribute to Phil Sellers. Number 10. Kent Stax, the unmistakable heartbeat of Scream and a pillar in hardcore punk. Kent Stax, also known as Bennett Kent Stax, the legendary drummer for Virginia hardcore band Scream, passed away after a battle with metastatic cancer. The news was announced on September 20th by Pete and Franz Stahl, just a day after the band revealed their first new music in over a decade. He was an integral part of the band and was described as irreplaceable and one of a kind by his bandmates. Beyond Scream, Stax was an active member in the punk and hardcore scene, playing with bands like The Suspects, Spitfires United, and Alleged Bricks. He also ventured into other musical genres, contributing to the Daryl Davis Band and the Old Dominion Trio. More than just a musician, Kent Stax was an accomplished fisherman, skilled carpenter, and an avid train enthusiast. The untimely death of Stax casts a somber light on the band's upcoming album, DC Special, slated for release on November 10th via Discord Records. The album features a host of guest appearances, including Fugazi's Ian MacKaye, Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl, and others. Stax's drumming legacy, deeply embedded in the DNA of Scream and the broader hardcore community, will be greatly missed. He is survived by his wife of 40 years, Andrea, daughter Jennifer, brothers Kurt, William, and Henry, and a host of bandmates, friends, and fans. As the band continues to navigate the difficult road ahead, Stax's monumental influence within the community and his unique style of drumming will remain etched in the annals of punk and hardcore music history. Tribute to Kent Stax. Number 9. James Fulton Hoagy Jr., a luminary in journalism and foreign policy. James Fulton Hoagy Jr., an indomitable force in American journalism and foreign policy, passed away on September 19th at Weill Cornell Medical Center in New York City. He was 87 years old. His death occurred just weeks after the passing of his brother, Warren Hoagy, who served as the United Nations bureau chief for the New York Times. Born on December 25, 1935, Hoagy was a seasoned journalist whose contributions spanned newspapers, academic journals, and think tanks. A graduate of Yale University and the University of Chicago, he began his illustrious career at the Chicago Sun-Times. Under his leadership as editor-in-chief, the Sun-Times won 6 Pulitzer Prizes. Hoagy also held the top editorial position at the New York Daily News, guiding it to a Pulitzer Prize as well. In 1992, he took the helm at Foreign Affairs, leading the magazine to double its circulation and launch international editions in multiple languages. Notably, Foreign Affairs turned a profit, a rarity for academic journals. Beyond his editorial accomplishments, Hoagy served as the chair of the Pulitzer Prize Board and Human Rights Watch, among other positions, underscoring his commitment to journalistic integrity and human rights. Hoagy was married to Alice Albright and later had a son with journalist Cynthia McFadden. He leaves behind a rich legacy that will continue to inform and guide the fields of journalism and foreign policy for years to come. Tribute to James Fulton, Hoagy Jr. Number 8. Ronan McAuley, a voice for Irish culture and language. Ronan McAuley, a revered Irish broadcaster and advocate for the Irish language, passed away on September 19th in Gweedore, County Donegal, at the age of 53. Born in Cork, but raised in Gweedore, he was the youngest son of author Fiontan McAuley and came from a family deeply rooted in Irish culture. McAuley gained acclaim for his popular radio show, Ronan Beo, on RTA Radio na Gael Tachta, earning him the Celtic Media Award for Radio Personality of the Year in 2011, along with 2 Oireachtas Media Awards. He also contributed to Irish language publications and was involved in bringing entertainment to Gaeltacht areas through initiatives like An Cabaret Creiche Ailte. His work has left an indelible mark on Irish language media and the cultural life of the Gaeltacht. Tribute to Ronan McAuley. Number 7. Jimmy Brogan, a pillar of Cork, hurling and a master of defense. Jimmy Brogan, a luminary in the world of Irish hurling, passed away at the age of 88 on September 19th. Born in 1935 in Ballintemple, County Cork, Brogan was the middle child in a family of 7. His skill in hurling began to show early, earning him 2 All-Ireland Colleges medals. His club career with Blackrock was illustrious, capturing senior county championships in 1956 and 1961. On the inter-county scene, Brogan was part of the Cork senior hurling team from 1954 to 1963, winning a Munster Winners' Medal in 1956. Though an All-Ireland title eluded him, he gained wide respect for his defensive tactics, becoming famous for his batting skill that often frustrated opposing forwards. His accolades included a Munster Junior Football Medal in 1957 and 6 Railway Cup winners' medals playing for Munster in the interprovincial competition. After retiring from the sport, Brogan continued to contribute as a selector, celebrating All-Ireland titles in 1976, 1977, 1978, and 1986. He had the unique joy of seeing his nephew Tom Cashman captain Cork to victory in 1986. Brogan's legacy is marked by his unique style of play, his deep impact on Cork hurling, and the countless young players he influenced. Tribute to Jimmy Brogan. Number 6. Haroldo Data, a luminary in Brazilian theater and screen. Haroldo Data, renowned Brazilian actor and theater director, passed away on September 19th at the age of 83. The cause of his death was multiple organ failure, and he was hospitalized at the Hospital Português da Bahia in Salvador at the time. Born on November 3, 1939, in Simão Dias, Data's passion for the performing arts blossomed early. At the age of 12, he moved to Salvador to attend the 2 de Julio boarding school, where he began participating in theater productions. Data's illustrious career spanned theater, film, and television. He made an indelible mark in iconic films such as Central do Brasil and Tita do Agreste, although his film debut, A Construção da Moto, never saw the light of day due to 1960s censorship. On television, he featured in hundreds of productions, including memorable roles in O Pagador de Promessas, Dona Flor e seus dois maridos, and Carga Pesada. In theater, Data acted in over 80 plays and directed nearly 30. His contributions to the arts extended to academia as well. He was a respected professor at the Escola de Teatro of the Universidade Federal da Bahia, mentoring actors like Vladimir Bricta. His educational efforts were honored by the Fundação Gregório de Matos, which named a theater room after him. Data is survived by a legacy that not only embodies Brazilian art and culture but also inspired countless aspiring actors. Tribute to Haroldo Data. Number 5. Lou de Pryke, the architect of Belgian pop and a global music icon. Lou de Pryke, the influential Belgian singer and record producer, passed away on September 19, the age of 77. He was admitted to a Brussels hospital shortly before his death, although the cause has not been disclosed. De Pryke was a cornerstone of the Belgian pop music scene in the 1970s and 1980s, with over 20 million copies of his compositions sold globally. De Pryke initially found fame with Two Man Sound, whose 1975 single Charlie Brown sold over 1 million copies. He also had solo success with the ska reggae song Kingston Kingston, performing under the name Lou and the Hollywood Bananas. However, he achieved international recognition for co-writing and singing the 1978 hit single Ça plane pour moi, usually credited to Plastic Bertrand. This attribution led to legal battles, culminating in a 2010 ruling that overturned Bertrand's claim to the song. In the 1980s, De Pryke steered the career of Victor Laszlo, Sonia Dronier, producing hit albums and shaping her stage persona. His impact also reached Thailand, where he spent much of his later life. His song, Pattaya Pattaya, became an unofficial hymn for the city, highlighting his enduring ability to capture the spirit of a place in music. De Pryke leaves behind a rich musical legacy that crossed borders and genres, making him one of Belgium's most celebrated and versatile artists. His contributions to pop culture remain an indelible part of music history. Tribute to Lou de Pryke. Number 4. Victor Fuchs, a trailblazing health economist who challenged norms. Victor Fuchs, a pioneering American health economist and emeritus professor at Stanford University, passed away on September 16th at the age of 99. Since 1962, he had been a research associate at the National Bureau of Economic Research and co-directed various influential projects at Stanford. Fuchs received numerous accolades throughout his career, including his election to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences in 1982 and the American Philosophical Society in 1990. In 1995, he served as the president of the American Economic Association, and in 2001 he received the John R. Commons Award from the Economics Honor Society Omicron Delta Epsilon. Fuchs made groundbreaking contributions to the field of health economics, including introducing the concept of the relative poverty rate. He also co-authored a seminal paper in 1990 comparing healthcare spending in Canada and the United States. His findings debunked common misconceptions about healthcare delivery systems, highlighting the role of single-payer systems and fee structures. His work has shaped debates on healthcare policy, emphasizing factors such as billing costs, physician workload, and quality of care. Tribute to Victor Fuchs. Number 3. Alexi Yanon, a resilient talent in Russian theater and cinema. Alexi Yanon, a distinguished actor in Russia's theater and film industry, passed away on September 19th at the age of 40. His cause of death was complications from a severe stroke that he suffered at the age of 32. Despite his challenging health condition, which left him wheelchair-bound and with impaired speech, Yanon courageously continued his artistic endeavors. He was lovingly supported by his parents and wife throughout his 8-year struggle, with the Russian Academic Youth Theater and colleagues providing additional aid. Yanon, born in Moscow on March 14, 1983, began his illustrious career in 2004 after graduating from the Higher Theater School named after M.S. Shchepkin. He joined RAMT immediately and became known for notable roles in plays based on works by Akunin and Dostoevsky. Yanon also extended his talent to over 30 films and television series, such as The Judge and Stronger Than Fate. His work was impactful, leaving a lasting impression on both audiences and peers alike. Tribute to Alexi Yanon. Breaking news. News 1. In a candid revelation that feels straight out of a Hollywood medical drama, Heidi Montag, the former star of The Hills, has divulged the shocking details of her 2009 cosmetic surgery spree, 10 procedures in a single day, that turned into a life-threatening ordeal. Appearing on Page 6's Virtual Reality podcast, the 37-year-old described the horror of having part of my chin sawed off, among other drastic alterations. Promised a quick recovery by the late Dr. Frank Ryan, Montag found herself unable to speak properly and in immense pain for over a year. This had a ripple effect on her participation in the 6th and final season of The Hills, forcing her and husband Spencer Pratt to eventually exit the show midway. Worse still, Montag revealed she had a near-death experience due to an incorrect dosage of Demerol, a potent opioid painkiller. I wasn't aware of the repercussions, she admitted, emphasizing the gravity of a decision that left her housebound and under nurse care for months. With this harrowing account, Montag issues a de facto cautionary tale about the dangers and downfalls of undergoing multiple cosmetic surgeries at once, showcasing the real-life risks behind the quest for aesthetic perfection. News 2. Hackers thrust Donald Trump Jr.'s X account into chaos on Wednesday, falsely announcing the death of his father, former President Donald Trump. In a series of audacious and now deleted posts, the culprits not only proclaimed the elder Trump's demise but also launched a racial slur against President Joe Biden. The false announcements remained live for less than an hour, but the confusion was widespread given the account's colossal following of 10 million. One shocking post declared, "I'm sad to announce my father Donald Trump has passed away. I will be running for president in 2024. Other posts delved into bizarre territory, including threats against North Korea and eyebrow-raising mentions of convicted Jeffrey Epstein, cryptocurrency influencer Richard Hart, and YouTuber Logan Paul. In a swift response, the Trump Organization clarified that the account had been compromised. Andrew Sarabian, a spokesman for Trump Jr., reinforced that the disturbing announcements were obviously not true. Interestingly, the senior Trump posted an unrelated message on his Truth Social account, even as his son's platform was declaring his death. The security breach has raised questions about the integrity of X's cybersecurity measures, prompting urgent calls for comment from the social platform, which is owned by Elon Musk. Now it's time to remember the legends who passed away in the past years. Number 2, Sarah Dash, the harmonic glue of label and a trailblazer in Afro-futuristic music. Sarah Dash, an integral founding member of the groundbreaking vocal trio label, passed away on September 20th at the age of 76 in 2021. The news was announced on social media by her label bandmates, Patti LaBelle and Nona Hendrix. Known for her meticulous church-rooted soprano and high harmonies, Dash played a pivotal role in LaBelle's transformation from a 1960s girl group into a genre-defying Afro-futuristic rock and funk ensemble. The group scored a #1 hit in 1974 with Lady Marmalade and made history as the first pop and black group to perform at the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City. Born in Trenton, New Jersey, on August 18, 1945, Dash grew up in a large family as the seventh of 13 children. Her father was a pastor and her mother a nurse, and she discovered her vocal gifts singing in church choirs. Dash met Nona Hendrix in their teens when their church choirs performed together, eventually forming the Bluebells, which later evolved into LaBelle. Dash's contributions were not only musical but also a stabilizing force. Sarah had really great ears and was really great with harmony. That was her strength. She was the glue, Hendrix said. Dash went on to have a solo career, releasing 4 albums in the 1970s and 80s. She collaborated with a variety of artists, including Nile Rodgers and the Rolling Stones, and also penned her autobiography, A Dash of Diva. She stayed in touch with LaBelle members, reuniting for an album and tour in 2008. Her last performance was just 2 days before her death, where she joined Patti LaBelle on stage in Atlantic City. Tribute to Sarah Dash. Number 1. Howard Cassidy, a Heisman Trophy legend and an Ohio State icon. Howard Hopalong Cassidy, the famed Ohio State running back who won the 1955 Heisman Trophy, died on September 20th at the age of 85 in 2019. His death was announced by Ohio State, though the cause was not cited. Born on March 2, 1934 in Columbus, Ohio, Cassidy became a hometown hero, playing for Ohio State from 1952 to 1955, and setting a team record for rushing yards at that time. A 2-time All-American, Cassidy was also named Athlete of the Year by the Associated Press in 1955. He impressed with his speed and versatility, scoring 37 touchdowns in 36 games. Drafted by the Detroit Lions in 1956 as the 3rd overall pick, he was part of the Lions' 1957 NFL championship team, and later played for the Browns and the Eagles. In addition to his football career, Cassidy also found success in baseball. George Steinbrenner hired him as a conditioning coach for the Yankees in 1976, and he went on to work for the organization for many years. His Heisman Trophy was notably stolen in the late 1990s, but was eventually recovered and returned to him. Cassidy leaves behind his wife, Barbara, 2 sons, Craig and David, and a daughter, Rain. He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1979, and his number 40 was retired by Ohio State in 2000. Tribute to Howard Cassidy. As we wrap up today's heartfelt segment, we're reminded of the intricate web of life, each thread representing stories, memories, and the enduring legacies of remarkable souls who've profoundly impacted our lives. If you missed our previous exploration, we urge you to journey back to yesterday's episode where we celebrated the tales of 15 more illustrious individuals. Their stories, though set in the past, carry timeless lessons and inspiration for us all. Stay with Immortal News as we continue our mission, diving deep into the stories that form the bedrock of our collective history and ethos. If today's narratives touched a chord, please consider sharing this segment, allowing these cherished memories to reverberate across hearts and horizons. From the heart of Immortal News, we extend our gratitude for your continued trust and connection. Until we converge again, let's reflect, cherish, and revere the souls who've beautifully shaped our shared tapestry.